So there's a video that's gone viral of President Biden over the past 24 hours that's making its rounds. There's been a lot of videos over the past couple of months that show President Biden going off the reservation, saying crazy things, shaking hands with the air, right?
Looking quite discombobulated. And since his health is a hot topic right now, given that he's still testing positive for COVID after his recent diagnosis, and the conversation is around his fitness as a leader, right? A global leader, as someone who has access to the nuke codes, that kind of thing. Well, this video has been shared of the president wandering off during a speech by his wife, First Lady Jill Biden. The video that is being shared recently has the president wandering off, and in the background is an ice cream truck noise. So the video looks as if the president they're at a school, they're talking about adapting to COVID. This is from September of 2021. And the president wanders off. So it looks like he is just distracted by an ice cream truck.
I want to see the ice cream truck sound. Let's watch the one with the ice cream truck. Ready? Play it.
Bowser and Chancellor Farabee, thank you for joining us as well. And for families across the country, the school year. Gosh.
Okay. So now Reuters was able to fact check this and find the original video without ice cream truck sound track dubbed in. And we're going to play that for you now.
Mayor Bowser and Chancellor Farabee, thank you for joining us as well. And for families across the country, the school year, gosh, it always brings this sort of mix of emotions for all of us.
All right.
So the question is,
that's the original one.
Why would someone do this, right? Obviously, to make it look like the president had a legitimate reason to be confused and distracted. However, juvenile, like, who thought of an ice cream truck? Like, you could even just say, like, hey, Mr. President, come over here. Like, why the ice cream truck?
Mr.
It's
President,
so
your
random.
dog. Can you come get your dog, Mr. President?
Right. Or, hey, you have a phone call or I don't know. You can think of so many other things than an ice cream truck, but I guess it sort of fits the theme. They're at an elementary school and like there are kids around. I don't know. It's just the weirdest thing. There even has been some posts shared with an actual ice cream truck, like an ice cream stand superimposed. Why are we sharing this? Like, who would do this? Even the most obvious answer just seems too desperate. Believe.
Well, number one, it's hilarious, right? And what's funny about it is that a lot of us don't even know if it's like fake, right? That's what's funny is that like we see this and you're like, here's an ice cream truck and President Biden just wanders off because we've seen so many instances that are real over the past year of him doing crazy stuff.
So we're getting an altered version of reality to explain his strange behavior, right?
So now,
which is strange, okay, so can you then come up with something to doctor the video of him sitting with the cue card we saw recently that said, take your seat?
Wait a minute, is your position on this, let me just be clear if I understand your position on this. Your position is that, let me step back here. Someone created this video. I'll throw this out there to the audience. Do you think that someone created this video in order to make him look less demented?
Yes.
So this video is like, oh, there's a legitimate reason for him to have just wandered off.
Yes, which is why Reuters had to fact check it and report that the video was actually edited and there was never an ice cream truck there.
I don't know about that. I feel like when I look at this, I'm thinking this is just someone having fun with this video.
Oh, I don't think so. I think
because Reuters has got, is in the tank the Reuters is an extension of the intelligence state. We've done stories about how terrible Reuters is, BBC, et cetera. And they are in the tank for the administration, right? That's what they are. That's what they do. So are they doing this in an effort to say that, no, the president just walked off. He had to go off into a meeting and this is not why. That's why. I just don't get it.
No, I thought it was like propaganda that he had. I don't know. I didn't think it was a meme, like a just to be funny.
I totally think it's a meme.
I don't know. I spend a lot of time on Reddit, and this is Reddit humor. Like this to me.
It's just a meme.
I would see that and know. Yeah. I would say that. Like my argument would be.
Yeah, because
I don't know 100% for sure.
That's my thought. My thought when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I thought, my first thought was, this is a meme. Like, this is somebody just taking a video and adding in some sound, some funny sound. They did this with Trump all the time, like him looking down at cards, and they would have, like, they'd write something
when
on
he
it.
looked at the sun. Okay, maybe. I mean,
if they wanted to do something, if they wanted to do something serious, I don't think they would have chosen an ice cream truck.
Right.
Like, I think they would have chose like some other sound that sounded more like, because that not only makes him look like, okay, how rude is that to walk away from a bunch of people, but it makes him look very childlike. Like,
yes.
Oh, ice cream or balloons, you know, like I'm going to go play with my balloons.
The sad part, what's so sad about it is that it looks real.
Yeah.
Right? It looks real, and we don't even think twice about it. We're like, oh, it's the president. He's just wandering off for ice cream again, you know?
Okay, so you think for once it's me that went too far down the conspiracy. You think it's not? Okay.
I think yes, because my first thought is just somebody having fun with this. But I think it does speak more largely to the fact that we've got a president right now who is telling administration officials and close friends. I mean, he's made this announcement that he's running in 2024. Here's a guy who literally has mental decline, absolute mental decline, and he's going to run for president in 2024. And Democrats are not supporting him. There's a number of Democrats who've come out and are not admitting that they're going to support him, and they're not saying it publicly. Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, was today specifically asked that question. Are you concerned that Democrats aren't publicly acknowledging that they're going to support the president? And she stammered and said, I've seen those interviews, and she just kind of stammered around it.
Yeah.
This is a concern. This is the sitting president of the United States is a Democrat, and the members of his own party are not even coming out to say that they're going to support him in 2024 and say that they're going to.
Well, and remember,
it's unbelievable.
Remember, Trump is not half as demented sounding as he is, and they were demanding that he get checked. So he had to go get checked.
Yes.
Jamie
and
Raskin. Have a psychological test.
Jamie Raskin specifically was calling for an invocation of the 21st Amendment? I always forget which one it was.
23rd Amendment?
23rd. To get him we need to actually invoke the 23rd Amendment. We need to get him checked cognitively, President Trump. That was the call from Democrats. Even CNN was running segments about the cognitive decline of President Trump, right?
Yeah.
We have there's no doubt about it, right? And so,
yes.
And you're not allowed to ask that question. Where is Jamie Raskin now? Why wouldn't he be calling for it now?
Right.
And
that's a good point.
Under larger circumstances, literally about to get us into a war in China, while we're simultaneously in a war in Ukraine and 7 other wars right now.
Well, and the fact that they have to fact check it if he walked away because of an ice cream truck.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that that's your job at Reuters? Honey, you've struck your claim. You're now a journalist. Where you work? I work at Reuters. What was your job today? Well, I had to fact check an ice cream truck story.
But then is that video, is it concerning? Given that there's no ice cream truck and he just walks off.
I'm less concerned about that video than I would have been at other things. He's the president of the United States. He doesn't want to he wants his wife to speak. She's giving the speech on education. He introduced her. He's walking away.
But he comes back and the video, if he sort of wanders off without being called, doesn't have anything to do over there, and then comes back. I mean, I guess it's not that bad given that she might be speaking for a while. Maybe I don't need to stand here.
I think it's less concerning that he walks off.
I was more concerned with the corn pop story.
Could have very well been called over.
Yeah, one of his aides could have said, "Come here, Mr. President. We need to talk with you. Something's going on. We need to tell you something."
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe he saw corn pop. We don't know.
Corn pop. I mean, yeah. So here's
corn pop.
Here's a guy that literally has COVID again. This for the second time in like a week and a half.
I don't think you get COVID again in a week and a half. He just still has COVID.
I think they said he was on the mend and he tested negative again, right? Like he was negative and then he got it again. He got a relapse. They're calling it a relapse.
Okay.
I mean, again, this guy's going to be president, right? So this is what's going to, and now you're seeing Fox News running against Trump basically over the past.
Yeah.
He's not been on their channel for 100 days or more now. They're pushing Ron DeSantis as hard as they can. So mainstream media is now trying to push this.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to see. Is it going to be Biden? Is it going to be Trump? Let us know in the chat what you think. And do you think this was a meme? I think it was a meme.
Okay.
Totally.
And I was taken by that. I took it seriously. So
Did you?
Sorry.
When you saw it though, when you saw the ice cream truck, you thought it was a legit video?
I was like, who doctored that? Are they trying to make us
doctored? No, but did you when you first saw the video?
No.
Okay.
I thought that it was like doctored video from
It is.
but like to be taken seriously.
Oh, you thought it was meant to. Okay. I see what
Like
you're saying.
somehow the administration, yeah, I'm defending myself, but I'm super gullible. Somehow I thought that like, oh, this video makes him look bad. Let's like, stream in a sound that makes him not seem senile, but then it's just like too
makes it
stupid.
worse.
Yes,
That makes it worse.
exactly. Okay. So I thought this through too far. I went down the.
I don't know.
I went through the looking glass.
I don't know
didn't
what
come
could
back.
make it less believable. Like, I mean, an ice cream truck is pretty unbelievable. What would make it? What's a sound that would make it less believable? Like you're a lightsaber.
A foghorn.
Like
a gunshot,
Like,
maybe.
like I said, like
No, that's more
gunshots is what I was thinking. Like they should have played gunshots because then it would have seemed like he was running into.
I mean, when I remember
dangers and
when I was a
they would-
kid. When I was a kid, my mom took. I was in my mom's arms when she was seeing Gerald Ford speak at the Fort Wayne Coliseum, and some balloons popped, and they grabbed him and threw him down under the
Wow.
thing. So I think if it would have been that sound, he would have went down rather than walking away. So
Yeah.
who knows? But even if they like would have doctored in, Mr. President, please report to like
Right.
some kind
Yeah.
of like announcement calling him over, because look what they did with his speech when he was talking about repeat the line that he was reading the prompter. They blatantly lied to say no, he wasn't reading the prompter. He said let me repeat the line, but he clearly didn't say that.
Yeah.
So-
Right. And then they doctored the transcript, the White House transcript.
See,
Yeah.
that's why
You fell for the ice cream truck.
yes.
See?
Okay.
There's a sucker born every minute.
All right.
See?